Do you think Lombardi's style of coaching would work today?
I think it would, with this caveat. And I think I talked about this before. Players today have a financial security, right? They make millions and millions of dollars, and for players to to put up with their coach, sometimes they've got to hold their words back. But players today are chasing excellence. They're chasing a they're chasing a Lombardi. They want to wear a ring. And if there's any one person out there besides Bill Belichick who's proven win world championship after world championship, it's been Coach Lombardi. And I think today's players would have to compensate a little bit because he was very demanding. I think Coach Lombardi would have to a little bit because you're talking about players that have brands nowadays.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to understand that the players have more have more things going on. They have podcasts. They've got shoe contracts. They've got television commercials. Coach Lombardi didn't understand at his time, but I think he always adapted. He always adapted an offense, adapted to players, adapted to times. He was the face of the NFL in the 60s. So I think today he would be able to adapt. I think players that are chasing world championships would adapt or know if they stayed with Coach Lombardi that sure as heck they would wear a ring. So I think he would be successful today, given that both sides compensate. Now, you and I also talked that question was asked to his son, Vince Jr., and he came out and said, I don't think my dad would be as today as he was back in the 60s. So, again, who am I to debate his son?
Yeah. I think it's a tough question. I think Bill Belichick, he was kind of known for being hard nosed, and I've heard a lot of people say that guys didn't necessarily like playing for him, but they knew that they could win. So the people who wanted to win, the people who were down to do the work, and then because they knew that there was a good possibility that they're going to win a Super Bowl. But if you weren't caring about that, he rode you harder than the average NFL coach at the time.
And I think the modern day, if there's comparisons, it's not a perfect comparison, but Bill Parcells.
Yeah.
You see his demeanor on the sidelines, and you see the way he acts with his players, and he's very demanding, and he's got a certain style, and he's his assistant coaches leeway. That's something we don't get into a lot. You got to remember, Coach Lombardi didn't come play. There wasn't, they weren't sending players in with the play. Coach Lombardi said, this is our series of plays. This is running with attack on the football field. Bart Starr, it's your game. You go call it. And off it went. So it was really interesting. He was a master teacher. Now, he would tell you this, quoted all the time, leaders are made, not born. But he was born with this unbelievable gift. God blessed him with the ability to teach. And he was a master teacher, and he cut his teeth in high school teaching philosophy and chemistry and teaching Latin to high school students. And, that teaching moved all the way up to the Green Bay Packers, where he was indeed a master teacher. And quarterback after quarterback, from Bart Starr to Sonny Jurgensen, said, I've never had a coach simplify the game for me as much as Coach Lombardi. And it stands a test of time. He's just this great teacher.
I think that's a big thing about being a good coach. Like even Mike Holmgren, he was a teacher, and they kind of talked about that when he was coaching. Is like because that's what coaching is. It's teaching, it's leadership, it's all that. But a big part of it is teaching to make sure that the people know what they're doing. And if you're a great teacher, obviously that's a huge thing.